Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing on this glorious evening?
Awesome.
Good, thanks.
Great.
Selling coffee in a blizzard.
We're getting started in a couple minutes, guys.
Honey, I didn't, but you can't have coffee at night. It has caffeine in it.
Did anybody have anything super fantastic happen today?
I've lost 1.7 kilos and I've been on the coffee for 9 days.
1 point what?
1.7 kilos. So what's that about? Maybe 3 pounds?
Yeah.
3 pounds? I'm like, all these kilo things.
Sorry.
Trying to figure this stuff out. No,
Let me
I know
just
you're-
calculate.
Look at Robin over there. She has like people under the hood. Under the hood. Congrats, Rachel. Congrats.
Yeah, nearly 4 pounds, Chris.
How much?
Nearly 4 pounds.
Nearly 4 pounds. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Good, Marsh here.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. Anything good today? Several happy new customers and partners. It's kind of fun.
Somebody has some loudness chicken. Try to shrink this down.
Reminder to mute your phones.
Mute everybody. I was trying to find everybody to mute them separately, and that was taking too long. So if anybody else have anything awesome happen today?
Awesome phone calls from a couple of new customers.
Sweet. Congrats.
Hey, Chris.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
It is crazy. I had a welcome call that overran a three-way call. I had a welcome call with Kim that overran a three-way call with Mike. And then as soon as the whole thing got started, 2 people walked in the front door and said, "We're not leaving without coffee."
That's what I'm talking about. So guys, we're experiencing some amazing things. I mean, it's really been mind-blowing to see the kind of numbers that we have. People breaking ranks again. People are just hitting rank after rank after rank. Many people, I don't even know what the number is on platinums. I know that we have a few new platinums. I know Vincent hit, as well as Gavin Teague. So Vincent Rose and Gavin Teague hit. I know we have some others, and I don't want to forget anybody like I always do. But if you hit platinum and we didn't recognize you, why don't you unmute yourself real quick?
Marley, where you at?
Marley did.
Marley did.
Yeah, Marley Tucker.
Great job, Marley. I knew I was going to forget some people. So guys, for all the people that got started in a certain time period, first off, for everyone who got started in general, have the opportunity to earn at least 2,000 shares of stock in the parent company, sharing services, just for going out and doing what you would already do, which is go platinum. Look at Mike in the background playing with his bow. We have some amazing things happening, and I want to talk a little bit of an update of some things that we're hearing. Number one, by convention, we will be in the new home office, which is incredible. When I was on the phone with Robert today, he was actually shopping to make sure they had all the furniture and all that. They're actually having an overview there tonight at the new home office. So if you know anybody in Dallas, it's probably starting right now. So it's kind of late, but they are having that. So there will be, different overviews that we'll be able to invite people to at the home office for anybody that you know that live in Dallas. The other thing is they've hired multiple new customer service people. Many of us can get a little excited about the phone either being answered or a lot quicker. It's funny, when we got started, you called up and it was like, boom, they answered. And then we overwhelmed them with all the things that we were doing and people coming on. Like, to give you an idea, they paid out more in commissions last month than they probably did the entire first 2 years of the company. So the fact that we're growing is a great problem to have. Yet at the same time, sometimes we want to kill ourselves or strangle ourselves when we're dealing with little issues. But I want to remind everybody that, in starting a new company or in a launch of a company, we have to be patient. And for those of you that have kids, just kind of think about it. When you first have your kid, imagine, a 2-month-old, which is really kind of like what our company is. Your 2-month-old, using the bathroom in his diaper, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe you're using, why can't you use the toilet, right? Like, we want everything to be perfect. And unfortunately it's not, or the fact that they're not talking and saying, Mom, I'm hungry, or they can't communicate with us exactly all the different things, even though we want. And sometimes we're like, what is the communication? Let us know exactly what's going on with shipping. Let us know exactly what's going on with everything. But we need to keep in mind that this is like a newborn baby. And for those of you that are running towards stock, or if that's of value to you over the long term, guys, we have the ability to earn over 250,000 shares in a public company. With that being said, we have to take ownership in our own company and deal with problems the way that, from a ownership perspective on how we set the expectation for people. What I do know is that we're less than 3 days behind now. So they are like, things are going out within a couple days now. And possibly by the end of today, we will be caught up on shipping. I don't want to get our hopes up too much, but I do know that that was like magic cans, the little. So what I do know is that what are those called? Spirit fingers? That just totally threw me off. I do know that he said that when I talked to him, he said it's possible they might be cut off today. So where everything, and the goal is by convention for things to go out within 24 hours. In other words, people ordering it, going out and being shipped within 24 hours, which is only a week away, guys. And I truly believe, based on what I'm hearing and all the product that is showing up at the home office, that is a possibility, and we can have that happening, which means that, things are getting better. So again, our newborn child is growing up fairly quickly, quicker than what our kids will end up walking, talking, and all that. So hopefully we're not here 2 years from now going, just walk, So at any rate, I'm really fired up about where we are. So we just want to keep that in mind and look at that from that perspective. Take ownership of where we are and know that you're in a great place. And the people that take action, there's a lot of people that are, just kind of waiting for everything to be perfect, and that's okay. Then there's other people that are just flat out crazy, like, I'm going to go out there and make this happen and make it happen now. And it's funny, talking to Robert, he's like, you guys are freaks. Like, y'all are just, like, we've been told over and over as leaders, come and look at the company. Oh, watch what we're going to do and watch how we're going to grow. Guys, we didn't talk about it. We went out and did it. This is the fastest growing organization in the whole company. And it is beating out 5 other organizations. So in Mark and Judy's team, this is the fastest growing team. Yet at the same time, the other 5 teams are starting to catch up on us. I don't think Mark's just saying it to kind of challenge me or challenge the team. But I think he's like, well, you can't expect to always be beating out 5 other teams. And I'm like, hell yeah, we can. guys, this team is a group of leaders. We have some amazing people in this group, and every single one of you all have that ability to be that leader. It's a matter of deciding, setting that expectation for yourself that you're the leader that people are looking for. As somebody's gone, spirit fingers. Yep. So, yeah, my daughter talks about that as a cheerleader as well. So with that, guys, we have to be practicing every day, one, personal development and working on ourselves. And number two, a positive mindset, because it's really easy to let ourselves, become defeated in the mind. And when we become defeated in the mind, then we're defeated out there. And again, the Olympics, I'm watching them all the time. It's not on right now, but a lot of times it's on in the background. And I'm just watching and hearing the interviews with these leaders. I'm calling them leaders, but they're athletes, right? But they are leaders because they're champions. They're the best of the best that are in the Olympics. And these people are doing the simple, mundane things over and over and over again. And that's why we're always drilling home the system. We're always talking about our three-way calls. We're always talking about the welcome calls and how important they are, as well as personal development. So I'm gonna bring on one of our leaders who's just been totally rocking it. She's in the top 2 teams in our top team, and just totally rocking this thing out in a big, big way. Robin Grisby, are you out there?
Let me unmute myself. I was muted. Hey, how are you doing?
Wonderful. Why don't you share a little bit about what's been going on with you and the team, and give us some goods for this call tonight.
I can do that. Hey guys, Chris, you're awesome. I love what you shared. Personal development is like completely key here. Like that's what I've gotten most out of this industry is personal development. It's helped me with my family. It's helped me with my kids. And right now I happen to be in the salon. Chris called me and said, hey, can you hop on and just say a few words? We have Shauna Frazier in the bowl. And so I'm in my salon right now, which is built onto the property of my home. I'm so fortunate to have. And I just wanted to say a couple things to add today is busy people make things happen. So the busier you are for some reason, you get more things done. I mean, I don't know if y'all realize sometimes when you just are lazy in a day and you're hanging out on the couch and it's like, maybe you're just tired, but for some reason you have all the time that day, you're off of work and you just don't get nothing done. So here I am in the salon and I'm answering calls. I mean, Shauna's seen, I've been answering calls, getting back to people, texting people, doing hair, and I'm getting more done as I'm working my job than if I was when I'm off sometimes, well, not now, but typical people. So one of the things I'd like to share, especially people who are new in this industry, is a lot of people are afraid to talk to busy people or successful people because they think, well, they're successful, they probably don't want an opportunity, or they're successful, they're probably interested in this, business. But in fact, especially stylists, I could speak for us, there's always a plan B, and multiple income streams is ultimately what successful people have. So if they're successful people, don't be afraid to go up and ask them if they would be, hey, do you keep your income options open? Because successful people are always looking for more ways to be successful. And so I would definitely go after successful people because they have the right mindset in the first place and probably more skill set to do a business like this. The other thing is if you're talking with someone that may have a need for an income, or that you're asking them questions and you can hear that they have a need in their life, and it sounds like an opportunity need. It's always great to say, hey, it sounds like, you might be open to extra income stream. Do you happen to have a plan B to help solve that challenge like they just shared with you? So if they just shared with you, like they would like to make the car payment, or man, I wish, I had more money at the end of the month so I can go on a vacation, or, just simple things like that. It's always great to intervene and say it's a perfect opportunity to say, hey, do you have a plan to help you with that area? Or do you have a plan B to help solve that area? And if they say no, say, hey, well, I happen to be doing something part-time. Would you be open to me sharing you my plan of what I'm doing? So I think what's important is we all need to have a plan B. So I recently had experienced frozen shoulder in this last 2 years. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, how am I going to work on my clients? Well, I was more concerned about making my clients happy because my clients need their hair done, right? They depend on me. They know that they're coming in and I'm going to be here every other month for them. And so I was not stressed about the money. So what felt so amazing was that I have a plan B that was bringing in an income that I didn't have to rely on the income from my clients. So I wasn't so much worried that I wasn't going to be able to pay the bills. I wasn't so much stressed that I wasn't going to be able to make my car payment or that I wasn't going to be able to eat or anything like that. I actually felt relieved. So most of us need to know that most people need a plan B. And after doing a ton of Zoom calls this last few weeks, what I'm learning is there are a whole lot of people that just need $500. Like $500 extra a month makes a huge difference in a household. I sometimes forget that. I'm like, wow, like, and they tell me what the $500 a month will do for them. And I'm like, man, what we have here, especially with the 12 customer program, we can make that happen. We can help them with that. So I'm so excited that we have a product that's a functional beverage and that people are actually able to get results so quickly that most people are turning into promoters before they even know what a promoter is, or that they can get paid to do exactly what they're doing naturally because they love the product. They're sharing the product, and then I say, hey, do you know you can actually get paid to do exactly what you're doing? So plan B is key, and I'm excited that I have plan B. So you guys just keep that, I think, just keep an open mind to successful people is my main thing to share.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Robin. Let me.
Yep.
So guys, you know, it's funny. Last night I was listening to Brian Fryer talk about how so many people get started in this industry and they want to start doing all kinds of craziness like starting blogs and starting this and starting that without going out and doing the basics. And it's so funny because a lot of people get started and they want to just go straight to Facebook and start blasting people on Facebook and do all these things. And I totally recommend, if you're going to do that, to one, join the group, Attract Your Tribe. I know that Ian as well as Amy Smith are always giving the goods, as well as Brian Fryer is also on there sharing some info. I recommend following Brian Fryer, maybe John Melton, Higdon, who's going to actually be speaking at our event, and learn that side of it. But also, I recommend really working on your people skills when it comes to just connecting with people. And, you know, I built my first business 100% cold market. So in that company, I was in my early 20s marketing legal services, basically marketing legal insurance. And I wanted to share that because that is not sexy. It is so not something that the average person would want to even think about going and talking about. And my friends in their 20s definitely didn't want to be talking about legal services. So I went out and built a business 100% cold market. I went out and met people. I would go out and literally put, I had index cards. It's before we had all these smartphones, right, where we're typing everything in. But I had index cards, and I put 10 index cards in my pocket on a daily basis. And I put them in one pocket. My goal was to get them to transfer in the other pocket with names and numbers. And I literally used to just go everywhere and create conversations. And it was so funny. And by the way, that's not the easiest thing to do either. The easiest way to build a business, and with this model, it's so freaking simple because we're talking about coffee. We're talking about Happy Coffee. So all you have to do is ask people if they've heard of the Happy Coffee. But I'm going to go over a little bit on how to do cold market right now. Because yes, the first thing you should be doing, every one of us, is you should be making a list. Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? You should be making a list of all the different people you know and reach out to them and say, hey, just how have you been doing? What's been going on? Blah, blah. Find out a little bit about them and find out what's been going on. And then what do you think they're going to ask you? What have you been up to? What's been going on with you? And that's an immediate open up to, hey, have you heard about the Happy Coffee? Hey, so it's really this simple. Now they ask you, what are you up to? Have you heard about the Happy Coffee everybody's been talking about? No, what Happy Coffee? Oh my God. And you just share very quick story of what it's done for you. Oh my God, since I've been drinking this stuff, it's been amazing. My appetite is totally, gone. And I'm down this many pounds, or my focus, my energy, my this, whatever it is, and say, oh my God, you got to check it out. And then say, if I sent you a 3-minute video, would you watch it? Guys, that is so simple that every single person on this call, if you have not gone through and started to call people, I highly recommend you do that. If you're thinking that you're going to make a post or two on Facebook and magically everyone in the world is going to be contacting you saying, I want to join your coffee business, you're sadly mistaken. Even on Facebook, it's a relationship building process. It's about building those relationships over time. Guys, with people that you know, your friends, you already have their phone number. You already have a relationship. It's way quicker to do that than it is to do the other stuff. Now, guys, there are people on here that have built relationships with people on Facebook that have Facebook groups or whatever else, where they're basically some people are doing meal planning and this and that. And there's a whole bunch of different ways that different people are doing it. And some of those people are having success. But what you never want to forget is that if someone is having all of that success is not coming from just them making a post and doing that. It's coming from them have built a relationship with these people over time prior to getting started over here. So when you see the quick story of the person that's growing very fast, then don't ever compare yourself to them and think, oh, well, I'm not growing as fast as they are. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Because some people have put in the work prior to, but a lot of times we forget that, or we don't hear the whole other side of it, right? For instance, Amy Smith has been building a database of people for months and months and months, for almost a year prior to getting started over here. She didn't just magically make a post on Facebook and get 700 customers. No, she's built a following on Facebook over time that when she got over here and basically pressed the button basically on this business, sharing what we're doing here, boom, she has a lot of people that are following her. But this is people that have been following her for a while. So guys, I recommend bringing value to people. So let's go back to cold market as well as warm market. Number one, the fastest way to grow is warm market. Who do you know? Who do you know who, right? Write a list of everybody that you work with. Write a list of people you know that know other people. Like what I do is I go down and I'm like, all right, I know Mary. Then I go, who do I know that Mary knows? Then boom, another name. John. Who do I know that John knows? Dave. Who do I know that Dave knows? Sue. Who do I know that Sue knows? And then boom, 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 and I start to make a list. And then I start to call those people, build relationship. Some people just get straight to the point and say, hey, look, I know this is random. I want to touch base with you. I'm working on a project. Have you heard about the Happy Coffee everyone's talking about? That's one approach. The other approach is building a relationship, what's been up with you, asking them questions. Then when they ask you, say, hey, have you heard about the Happy Coffee everyone's been talking about? So guys, again, the fastest way to build is make your list. Now let's talk a little bit about cold market, since that's where I started off anyway. And of course, I'm all over the place, which is beautiful. When I'm out and I'm just building relationships with people, I'm always asking people, like I could be in the line at the grocery store. And if it's in the middle of the day, I just start a conversation. Wow, the weather's always one you could talk about, right? Man, it's crazy how hot it's been. It's crazy how cold it's been. It's crazy what the weather's been. It doesn't really matter. I just say something and bring up and if they have really good people skills, I'm like, hey, you have really good people skills. What do you do? And then they're going to tell me what they do. And then I say, that's called a compliment, right? People like people because people's favorite thing to talk about is themselves. So if you say, hey, you have really great people skills, compliment. Hey, I like your shoes, compliment. Nice belt, nice this, nice that, girl's purse, whatever it might be. I'm not going to say that, but I'm saying that I normally go with the people skills. I ask, what do you do? They start telling me. When they tell me, I'm like, really, how long have you been doing that? They tell me how long they've been doing it. And then I always go, wow, you must love that. Why do I say that? Because in order to communicate, people need to disagree. Crazy, right? What do you mean people need to disagree? I don't need to disagree. Well, you just disagreed with me, right? People need to disagree for communication to actually happen. So what happens is if you say, wow, your job must suck, guess what they do? They start telling you all the things they love about their job. No good for prospecting, right? But if you say you must love that, a lot of times you're going to hear stuff like, it's okay, it pays the bills, it's this, it's that, and then they start telling you a couple things they don't like about it. So then you can ask them, well, what would you rather be doing? Now you're building into, oh, well, I would rather be doing such and such. Oh, well, why haven't you done that? Well, because it's going to take money. Really? Well, look, I don't know if this would be for you or not. Do you keep an open mind when it comes to business? Well, they pretty much already told you they did. Say, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? No, what is that? Oh my God, if I sent you a 3-minute video, would you watch it? So guys, you can create a conversation over, I want you to test it, right? Start asking people what they do, how long have you been doing that? Awesome, that sounds like a lot of fun, you must love it. I guarantee they're gonna tell you something negative. Almost every single time, very seldom does someone say, yes, I absolutely love it. So, and if they do, I say, great, what do you love about it? Oh, I love the people. No way, you love people too? Hey, have you heard about the happy coffee? Either way, you can lead into it. Hey, by the way, you have great people skills. Do you keep an open mind when it comes to business? Or are you allergic to extra income? They always laugh at that one and say, allergic? Of course I'm not allergic. And then you say, well, look, this may or may not be for you. You take it away from them, right? You're not trying to go after people, right? We want to make sure that people never feel like you're going after them. Hey, this may or may not be for you, but if I sent you a 3-minute video, would you watch it? Yes. Awesome. Guys, I could do this all day long, just going out there and meeting people. This is all I did for years, is I literally built a team of thousands. I mean, I was one of the top recruiters in the company, in that company, and I just did all cold market. I did all cold market, going out and meeting. I'd be in the mall and just start conversations, looking through clothes or doing this. I wouldn't necessarily be buying stuff, but I would just go out places where people were, compliment their car, compliment this, compliment that, create a conversation. If I would always compliment if they spoke well. I would say, you have great people skills. I'm sure you hear that all the time, don't you? Then they say, of course, when you say, don't you, they need to disagree, right? So, no, not really. Well, look, I don't know if you keep an open mind at all when it comes to business or you're allergic to extra income, but I'm working on a project that may or may not be for you. Or you could basically, another approach, and this one works as well. They could say, you ask them what they do, and they could tell you, I'm a CPA. No way. A friend of mine is looking to work with CPAs. You could use a third party right there and say, I'm an air conditioning guy. No way. A friend of mine has been partnering with some different air conditioning guys. Do you keep an open mind when it comes to business? And then you've already led up to the 3-way call, right? So guys, there's a whole bunch of ways that you can generate leads on demand, because many people are like, who do I go talk to now? What do I do? People aren't, hitting me up every single day. You can create the curiosity if you remember, in order to communicate, people need to disagree. Find out about them, say you must love that, sounds like a lot of fun, and they're going to immediately start telling you all the things that they're not happy about, right? And then when you ask them, hey, what would you rather be doing? Or, what do you like most about your job? What do you like least about your job? People are going to start giving you information on all these different things. So that's just wanted to share that with everybody. Those are a couple little cold market tips. I'm going to bring somebody on. I love picking on Mike. Mike, you out there? Or is Steph out there? Because I know Mike will share something.
Yeah, hello.
Steph. Hey, I wanted to call you on because if anybody has just pushed through adversity is like crazy. So look, we have a lot of people in the States that are going out there and building a business, and we're complaining about shipping, or we're complaining about, customer service or whatever. But I wanted to bring on this superstar because this young lady has been totally rocking it out. Already has her business growing across multiple countries, not only in the U.S., not only in Australia, not only in New Zealand. What other countries are you in already, Steph?
Bahamas, UK, France.
So if people could come up with all kinds of excuses, but leaders find a way, right? This young lady went out there and saw what we were doing, was passionate about it, loved the idea, tried the coffee, was blown away, and said, you know what, I'm going to be the trailblazer. I'm going to go out and open up a country that's not even open, that you're not even in, and found ways around shipping and all these other things. Steph, share a little bit about what's been instrumental in your growth and what's been happening for you, if you don't mind.
Hey, nothing like putting me on the spot. Thanks.
Of course.
Okay, so what's been instrumental in my growth is tap rooting into belief, like really recognizing, acknowledging what your own belief is, and then surrounding yourself with people that, when, I'll try not to drop any S-bombs here, but basically when the stuff hits the fan, if you have a tribe of people that believe in you and they're filling your cup up, your belief is just going to be rock solid, and you'll be able to weather anything that comes your way, whether it's, teething problems or team people that are disgruntled or whatever. You're able to have that resilience and be a solution finder. I'm always making that statement. It's a solution-driven situation right now. And I know that when we get to full launch and everything's just tickety-boo, we're actually going to sit back, and I know it's going to be worth it. There's not going to be one moment where I'm going to say, oh my God, I don't know why I did this, because I know why I'm doing it. I'm seeing people around the globe benefiting from the products, but also from the business opportunity. So what's been instrumental for me is self-belief and surrounding myself with people who believe in me. And I could rattle you all off, but you all know who you are.
Another question. Are you doing welcome calls?
Around the clock, and interestingly enough, a lot of the opportunity calls become a welcome call pretty much in the same situation, if not the same day. And the reason is, I could talk to the cows come home about, this great opportunity, but when someone hears from someone else who's doing the do that I'm claiming they can do, like this person I'm talking to, and if I'm saying you can rock this business, when they hear from someone that is rocking the business, it validates my claim. It makes me even more authentic in their eyes. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's been working a treat.
So it's funny because people, all across the States, and we find this in the business, people are like, well, you don't understand. People over here are different. And everybody thinks that people are different wherever they are, right? Like, you don't understand. My people over here are like this, or my people over here are like this. The bottom line is people are the same everywhere. The welcome call works everywhere. The three-way call works everywhere, right? The third-party Zooms work everywhere. So, Steph, are you pretty much running the same systems we're running right here in the States?
It's identical.
Identical, right? So guys, this is the deal. We have proven systems that work. We have systems that people are going out there and building teams from country to country to country that don't have shipping, that don't have, they don't even have the calling where they can just call customer service like you can. They don't have all the goods that you do. So what I'm asking you is, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from going out there and really creating the success that you deserve? What's holding you back from going out there and being the person you've always wanted to be? See, this is the thing. Leaders are made, not born. Leaders are made, not born. It takes time to develop yourself into a leader. And the challenge is that we basically attract who we are in the business. And the problem with that is that if you haven't done a whole lot of personal development, then you're attracting a whole bunch of you who basically you're like not happy with your team. You're like, my team's this and my team's that. A lot of times, guys, and I'm not saying all the time, but it's a reflection of what we're attracting. Thoughts are things. What we think about, we bring about.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
I just want to add this, and then I'll let you hold court because we all know you like a yarn. But one of the things is, and this is probably 4 or 5 weeks now. I've been doing this since the end of November. The last 4 or 5 weeks, I've been speaking it into existence. And I tell you what, it is, as corny as that might sound to some people who are A-type personalities, speaking what you want into existence, it makes shit happen, and it's good stuff.
Absolutely. Not only thoughts or things, I know that Robin has her group going through The Secret right now. They're all talking about The Secret, watching The Secret, and then communicating about what they've seen on The Secret and how that goes. I'm going to open it up to Gavin. Gavin, you out there, brother?
Yes. What's up, everybody?
Share a little bit about what's going on. Congrats on Platinum, brother.
Man, it's a team effort. It's like we're all a team. That's the beautiful thing. But I just wanted to touch on something really, really quick, like less than 2 minutes, to back you or to piggyback on the cold marketing, because in my last company that I could do. I mean, when I started, I was 18 years old, so I didn't, have an existing network of, I know all these people that, have money and that want to join me. But what I learned after relentlessly doing it for 2.5 years, that people join people, or people will join your company for you. And one thing I got in the habit of is like create that opportunity, and the universe is going to put that person in front of you, to capitalize on it. So like, if you love this coffee and you want to build this, wear it loud and proud. I mean, let your energy be so contagious that people are asking you, what in the world are you on? What in the world are you doing? And, I found that the right people, and it ties in with The Secret, the law of attraction, like they were into my life because they needed me. And, I also did it the route of chasing after people and hounding people. But the reality is, like, have 5 t-shirts made for $50 that say, do you drink coffee? Like, wear it, talk it, speak it. And just put yourself in situations where other people are going to be attracted into your life, and it all just flows. It all just flows. So I just wanted to touch on that, because people are scared of cold marketing. People are scared to go out there and talk to a stranger. But the reality is, if you're not weird and you just listen, like what I've learned is sales, not that this is just sales, but sales, like the person who talks the most always loses. The person who listens wins. So if you just listen to other people and get them talking about themselves, just like Chris just said, it's in the bag every time. So I just wanted to add that, because I think it's important. Like, if you're proud and you're taking ownership of this company, like really be the company, like wear it, talk about it, live it, breathe it, the whole 9 yards. So just wanted to add that in there.
Awesome. Do we have Vincent Rose out there? Vincent Rose.
I won't leave you hanging this time, brother. I'm here.
Congrats. Take it over. Share a little bit of what's happening.
Well, guys, we're just having fun growing the full out of the business. And I'll just say, if there's anybody that's having a challenging time growing the business, you're overcomplicating it. Because, I mean, I don't know how many ways that we can simplify, hey, do you drink coffee? Have you heard about the Happy Coffee? Oh, my God, what's your address? Let me send you over a sample. Like, that's literally all we're doing. And that doesn't matter. Message. It doesn't matter if it's a LinkedIn message, a Snapchat message, or as Chris was talking about, going out into your cold market, just simply standing at somebody at the post office or the grocery store and just going, hey, how's your day going, bud? Or, hey, the weather is such, or you're at the gas station. Man, I really like your car. Just starting conversations with people is not that big of a deal. But what I guess my tip to throw into this is, because I say it's not that big of a deal, but in all reality, when I first started doing that on my own, it was a really big deal, okay? I'm more of an extroverted type personality now, but I didn't start that way. I was extremely introverted, and it was I learned to do to get out of my comfort zone. I don't know how many of y'all can relate to this, but I was like, I was the guy at the party or in a crowd that if you didn't say hello to me, I won't say hello to you. And I was probably just as intimidated. I was thinking about this earlier today, actually. I forgot what jogged my memory on it. But I remember the very first time in my very first company at 22 years old, where I sat down across the table from somebody to give them my spiel. Okay. And I mean, my hands were trembling. My voice was shaking. I mean, like to the point that the person had to literally look at me and go, "Hey, Vince, it's okay. Calm down." Okay. And I was like, all right. So I had to get used to it. But guys, what I will tell you is this: Chris is big on this, and so are all of the other leaders. As far as personal development, if you want to really be able to progress in the area of just making connections with others. I mean, well, guys, every time Chris gets on here, he has all these phrases and all these things that he says that absolutely like blow your mind. You're like, God, that makes so much sense. And that seems like common sense. Yeah, but he learned all that from somewhere. So there's a couple, 2-3 books that I might recommend. Because, I mean, look, the bottom line is everybody that's growing in this has gotten good at 2 things: crushing the conversation and teaching other people to crush the conversation. That's it, period. The reason that Chris, that Ricky, that Mike, that Gavin, that whoever, Micah, all these people are crushing it, guys. They're just having the conversation more than everybody else. You know, they didn't get like the lucky kit. They didn't sign up and, you know, their package came with the magical go platinum your first or second month deal. Right? I mean, all these people are doing is just having the conversation. That's it. Now, if it's hard for you to have the conversation, that's a skill that you can acquire, but you might need a little bit of coaching and teaching and training. 3 or 2 books for sure that will help you. If you've never read Friends and Influence People, it is an amazing book. It is a life changer. And I'll just tell you, you know, you'll read that and then you'll find yourself, you know, you'll read a chapter and you'll find yourself out in public having a conversation and you'll use something that you read in that book and went, "Oh my God, that actually worked." A Cliff Notes version of that book, guys, is called Skill with People. It's probably the most powerful 40-45 pages you'll ever read in your entire life. And I'll just leave you with those 2 instead of the 3rd. But all that being said, guys, I'm excited about being in business with all of y'all. For everyone that's crushing it, which is each and every one of you, congratulations in advance for your victories. Don't forget that this month isn't over yet, right? There's still a whole lot that can happen over the next 6 days of this month. And if you want to go further faster, have the conversation more. And if you're not comfortable having the conversation yet, well, that's the great thing about passing the ball. That's what your coach is for. So appreciate you, Chris. Bye-bye.
Awesome. So do we have any other platinums or above that want to share any insight? Ian, you want to share anything? Mike, you want to share anything? Anybody else? I take that as a no. All right, guys, I want to talk a little bit about attitude, and go ahead, buddy.
What's up, everybody? This is Ian Prather down here south of Houston, Texas. I just got my hair did today. It's okay. Y'all can smile. It looks good. Guys, seriously, what Chris mentioned earlier jumped out at me. It's a theme that we've kind of been running on. Yeah, I said I got my hair did, Robin. I saw you look.
If you were here, he'd let you do it, Robin.
This really is about just making up your mind to go. Okay? Shipping is going to be delayed or it's going to be perfect whether you start or not. Okay? Customer service is going to answer the phone or answer an email faster or slower whether you get started or not. It really doesn't matter. People's lives are going to change if you get this coffee in their face sooner rather than later. That's what this boils down to. You want to build a business, you really want to build a team and build a business, you have to get this product into people's face, period. And the longer you wait to do that, the longer it's going to take for the product to affect those people. If you really say that you're about helping a lot of people, then how about go help a lot of people? Seriously. Okay? That's what I'm going to throw out there, guys. Start now, because everything that you do now while things aren't perfect are going to be compounded and magnified as things continuously improve. I hope that makes sense. That's all I'm going to say. I'll shut up now. You guys rock. Love and appreciate everybody.
You know, Ricky is always talking about have extra product, have extra product. Guys, this guy has has the fastest growing team in the company. And the reason why is because he leads by example. He goes out there, he has tons of product at all times, and he works relentlessly, always working. I mean, the fact that he's working 60, 70 hours a week and still doing this 60, 70 hours a week is just insane. The guy has an amazing work ethic, but he also is very clear on why he's doing it. I know exactly why he's doing it. And you should know why your team is doing things. You should know what has them in the game. I don't know if Ricky's going to share with us tonight or not. Ricky, you have anything to share with us, brother?
Yes. Actually, Chris, I wasn't going to because I'm a little tired tonight, a little over worked a little bit, right? But guys, I will not let nobody take our crown away from us. It's not going to happen. I'm too competitive. I will work 24 hours a day to make sure that we stay at the top of this company. I'm not going to let somebody else come in and say, hey, they got the biggest team in the company. We started all of this, and I will help each and all of you succeed. So you guys take pride into that. We have ownership into this company, and I want to help everyone get there. I was talking to Chris earlier today, and I said, hey, I'm human. And I told Chris, hey, I'm having a mental breakdown. And then he said, hey, you're going to be all right. Just put the phone down for a minute. And it's because, guys, I wake up, I eat, breathe this stuff. I want to help you guys win more than I know what to do with. And Chris goes, dude, you're a workaholic. Just slow down a little bit. I cannot slow down because whenever my phone's going off, I want to be right there helping you guys. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm super excited to see all of you guys at convention here in a week. Can't wait to meet all of you. Thank you for all you do. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Appreciate you, brother. So, guys, proper attitude is everything. This is what we're going to close it out with. To become successful in your business, you have to have three.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Mute some people out. All right, guys. In order to succeed, you have to have three qualities. One, a burning desire to succeed. A burning desire. You hear Ricky, he's like, I just can't do it. I'm living, breathing, whatever. He has a major burning desire. His goal is to pay off his brand new house by the end of this year. That is a big goal. So that's why he's just like nonstop. How does he do that? He knows the more people that he helps in his group, the more chances he has. See, you know, the thing is, if you help a whole bunch of people achieve their goals, your goals are handled. So his goal is to like, who else can I help? Who else can I help? Who else can I help? That's why the dude invests tons and tons of money in product. So when shipping is slow, he can overnight people products to where they can get going. Because some people are like, well, I'm not going to do anything with, you know, without product. I just can't do anything. Where other people like Mike and Cassandra, they're going out and building it whether they had product or not. Before it was even in Canada, they just started building it. Steph just started building it whether they had product or not. So guys, while you're making excuses, other people are winning. The first thing you have to have is burning desire. Second thing is a willingness to work. Again, the qualities you see of the people that are winning, they have a major willingness to work. And this is probably one of the more important. They're all three important, but it's be coachable and teachable. Guys, we have a very simple system. That, I mean, it's, if you hear everyone, they're all going, have you heard about the Happy Coffee? It's a very simple conversation. You just have to do it. But this is what it really all boils down to. Attitude is everything. Your attitude is going to dictate your actions. Your actions are going to dictate your results. We have to be excited. We have to basically be on fire. And guys, if you're on fire, people will come for miles to watch you burn. You know, you don't have to understand everything. You don't have to, you know, analyze until you're paralyzed, because many people want to learn everything. They want to learn all about the product. They want to learn what's in it. They want to learn ingredients and all that stuff. Guys, I on purpose have no idea what's in the stuff. I just know when I drink this stuff, it lights me up. I feel amazing. and I'm flat out, fired up. You just have to have a general understanding that it's coffee. That's it. We have tools to do all the work for you. There's a video that explains it. There's videos that the doctor explains it. There's websites like xanthaumal.com that go over a bunch of the information for you. You don't have to understand everything. Three-way call in other people that know more than you do, and that's really all you have to do. But the main thing is to have that positive mental attitude. Remain consistent, persistent, focused on your goals, create a mission to build a fortune for you and your family and your team, and always remember that this business requires a positive mental attitude. I'm going to keep saying that over and over and over again because, guys, stinking thinking will stop your business. We cannot focus on anything except where we want to go, not on what we're dealing with or anything else. I share this all the time. So many people never focus on where they want to be. They focus on what they're dealing with right now. And the bottom line is every leader has gone through a lot of garbage. Every leader has pushed through the different challenges, right? And a lot of times we forget about that. And we see these people that are having success, and we always think that their circumstances are different, that they don't have the challenges that you have. But guys, every single leader that you will ever see has had major challenges in their life. And the book, and I'm going off on a tangent again, but this is so important. The book, now I just forgot the name. It's about being George Washington. That's it. It's called Being George Washington. And it talked a lot about how George Washington lived his life. And the book talks about that if everyone lived their life like George Washington, the world would be a better place. He led by example. The guy always had a positive mental attitude. He didn't say, well, I'm too good for this, or I'm not going to do that. He literally was digging the foxholes and the trenches with his guys. And a lot of them didn't necessarily know who he was. And then they realized, oh my God, that's George Washington digging right next to me. Guys, if you read the story of Trenton and the stuff, and this is why I brought that up, but the story of Trenton and how they had to cross this basically big ravine and all that, and how these people literally had cloth wrapped around their legs, and that there was trails of blood from their feet burnt, like frostbite, their feet bleeding all over the place. And they went into this battle and won the battle, going through all that stuff, going through the snow, going through all these adversities and challenges. My whole point with that is he always had a positive mental attitude. He always had in mind the end result of creating a free country. He always had that in mind the whole time. Guys, you have to have in your mind of creating a free you, creating a free household for you and your family, so where you're not struggling financially anymore, so where you don't have to look at the right side of the menu before you look at the left. Guys, we took major action in this company, and because of it, we've been rewarded really, really well. Like literally, because of what we did over the last few months, like our air condition just went out. It was $6,000. It was great to not have to worry about where the money was going to come from. That basically what we did over the last 45, 60, 90 days has literally turned around where we were financially, literally 180 degrees from where we were to where we're going right now. I can visualize six-figure monthly income. I can visualize that. What can you visualize? And I'm going to close it out with this. Guys, every single one of you all deserve to go out there and start dreaming again. You deserve to create a dream board. Visualize what it is that you want, and then focus on that and create a positive mental attitude towards working towards that every single day. With that being said, guys, we have a Zoom that's going to be starting in about 7 minutes. The Opportunity Zoom. We'll close it out with that. Everybody have an awesome day. Look forward to seeing you over in Dallas at the major event. Remember, it's business casual. It's business casual. In other words, dress sharp, no shorts and stuff like that. But jeans are fine as long as it's, as long as you're dressed up cool. Jeans are good, but no shorts and stuff like that, guys. Let's represent. Let's show everybody what we have. Let's have the biggest standing, the biggest group at this event. See everybody next week.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night. Keto Mommy out.